If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out. U.S. Department of Justice Drug Enforcement Administration. Report of investigation, page 1 of 7. So there it is. Where is the rest of the document? We only got page 1 of 7. We need all of it so that we can get a full demonstration. Program code 20. Cross file blank. File number redacted. G-dep identifier blank. By Byron Smith, SA means special agent. New York FDO. File title Jackson Curtis. Closed. Requested action. Completed action requested by, it don't say anything. Date prepared October 13th, 2009. Other officers, Special Agent Brian Smith, Special Agent David Torres. Report interview of Curtis Jackson on 10/12/2009. On or about October 9, 2009, Special Agent Brian Smith received an anonymous call from cell phone number redacted. The caller stated that we should investigate James Rosemond, aka Jimmy Henchman, in regards to the Lowell Fletcher, aka Loaded Mac, homicide. After further investigation, it was discovered that the phone used to place the anonymous tip was connected to Curtis 50 Cents Jackson. On October 12, 2009, Special Agent Brian Smith and David Torres arrived at the home of Jackson located at Redacted, Farmington, Connecticut. Jackson confirmed that he was the person who placed the anonymous call and that he was in fear of his life following the death of Lowell Loaded Mac Fletcher. When asked what he believed the motive for Henchman to murder Loaded, he stated that he believed Loaded was killed for the assault on Henchman's 14-year-old son. Loaded and various band members from the G Unit group had participated in. Jackson stated that he would cooperate with the investigation and would be willing to provide any information he may have in connection to shootings involving Jimmy Henchman. Jackson disclosed that he was shot in the past and the persons who attempted to kill him had been hired by Irvin Lorenzo, aka Irv Gotti, and Kenneth McGriff, aka Supreme, further asserting the fear for his life. End of document. Cold-blooded demonstration. I'm talking about, come on now. You mean to tell me we have an actual DEA document accusing 50 Cents of cooperating with the feds? But not just cooperating with the feds, right? The guy that he's supposed to gave information on and told them to go look at, Jimmy Henchman, he went to jail for life, plus 30 years, for the crime that they are talking about in the document, right? Yeah, this man is sitting in the penitentiary right now with a life sentence plus 30 years. Now, let's do a little background. Right, I need y'all to walk with me on this demonstration. Right, let's bring it back so we can get a full understanding as to what's going on in this whole demonstration. According to the reports that I'm getting, the brother Jimmy Henchman was one of those big time drug dealers. He was one of them brothers that come up, he's selling quarter chickens, he's selling, half chickens, whole chickens. And when I say chickens, I'm talking about, them kilos of that, that powder, that white stuff, right? So he was one of them type of brothers that just had a super duper plug that would flood him with multiple kilos of that white stuff. Now, he had a major crew that was with him. from his environment, from his group, from his area, from his neighborhood, he had a crew that was with him, and his crew was violent. Jimmy was violent, but however, Jimmy ain't always get his hands dirty, right? He had enough money to play the background and let other people do his dirty work. And that's how he ended up getting knocked. Now, according to reports, they are saying that Jimmy had did a small bit, right? He did some time. And upon being released, he got word that Loaded Mac, the guy that got killed, that Loaded Mac had beat up on his son. And, big time drug dealers and, big time gangsters, they have a reputation that they must protect with their lives. People can't just run around beating up on their sons, their daughters, and disrespecting them and stuff like that. You lose your life, right? So now, according to reports, what they are saying is that as soon as he was released, as soon as Jimmy was released, he was on that. Where Loaded Mac at? You see? Where he at? Look, I'm finna give y'all this right here. I need y'all to get him, bring him to a place in Brooklyn or the Bronx, I think it was. One of them places in New York, y'all. I'm unfamiliar with that part right there. But they were supposed to grab Loaded Mac, trick him, bring him to a location, and then kill him. And that's exactly what they did. Shot the man 5 times in the back. Left him there, and he died. Now, look. I understand that the document laid out everything as far as, 50 Cent with his information saying, hey, look, y'all need to investigate this guy right here for the murder. But it gets deeper than that, right? This right here is not just about a murder. This right here is also about a drug ring. You see, that's why the feds was involved in this. Y'all know feds don't really get involved in too many murders unless it's a murder that was, planned in Minnesota, and then we flew all the way, or we drove all the way down there to Chicago, Memphis, Indianapolis to go kill somebody. Then the feds get involved in stuff like that. But usually when people get killed in the state, that's a state thing. You see what I'm saying? The feds usually don't get involved. But the reason why the feds was involved in this demonstration is because of Jimmy Henchman. Jimmy Henchman was that guy that had all the drugs, that had all the power, and he had a violent organization running with him. That's why the feds got involved. It was too much money. You see what I'm saying? And that's what made them get involved in this murder, right? Now listen. I gotta be 100 with y'all. I gotta be 100 because we hood educated, not lame related, right? Now, just throughout my life and my criminal history, it is not that easy, right? To just get on the phone and call the DEA and say, hey, look, check this out. I think y'all need to investigate so-and-so, for a murder. Right? I mean, you can do that, but there's going to be a lot that comes with that. Once you get to talking to the feds and then you saying that you know something about a murder, they're not going to just let you just say something like that and then just let you go. They're going to come and get you. They're going to do some real homework, and you're going to have to give them some tangible material, some actual factual evidence that proves that Jimmy Henchman or his crew had something to do with that murder. And in this document, I don't see that. In this document, all I see is so-called, 50 Cent is just saying, hey, look, y'all need to go investigate this. But there's nothing in there saying that, hey, 50 Cent told us that this guy was the guy that did the murder and he did it with this gun, and then we went and got the gun from the guy, found him on camera, got other word that he did it, and then that's how we got, the arrest warrant to arrest him, and then he led us back to, it don't give me all that. And being that it don't give me all that, I would like to believe in my mind that this document is a fabrication. I know, y'all. I know. I know everybody mad at 50 Cent right now. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can be mad at the brother or whatever, but at the same time, we got to be honest. We got to be real. I believe, this is just my portion of understanding, I believe that that document is fake. And, let me explain to y'all why I believe that. For one, the person that divulged the document, the person that put the document out, Tasha K. No disrespect to the sister or whatever, but sometimes, she put out some information and it be wrong. And not only that, like she has actually been sued for putting out the wrong information about entertainers and rappers and comedians, actors, whatever, right? She has been sued for doing this type of stuff. So when somebody has been sued a couple of times, or even just one time, or put out outrageous information, for me, I got to put a question over anything that they do, unless I can prove it to be true. That's just my portion of understanding. Two, listen, y'all. I can get one of y'all whole name right now, and I could, doctor up a document that looks just like that document, even put a DEA seal on it and say, hey, listen, check this out. That boy right there ain't right. We living in a different era and time now. If you can't, this is my thing. If I can't go look it up in the court system, feds or state or Freedom of Information Act, if I can't go dig it up and view the document from there, I gotta question it. Because listen, anybody that's been in the criminal judicial system, it is hard as hell, if even possible, to get a document of somebody that is cooperating with the feds. You see, I'm talking about under disguise of anonymity, right? This person right here is supposed to be anonymous, and they put his name in there. You see, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. The same way he used his name for all his, movies and his shows and stuff like that, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. That don't make no sense to me, and let me explain to y'all why. They blocked out the case number. They blocked out the phone number, but y'all ain't gonna block out the man's real name? See, we hood educated, not land related. Come on, y'all. Come on. Now, listen, if you gonna block out the case number, if you gonna block out the phone number, the most important thing to block out would be the man's name. But his name is out there. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. I can't believe that. Listen, all of the hood guys, come on now, y'all. Y'all get in the comments and y'all let these people know. Whenever you do get some information that your lawyer get when you on a federal case, or even a state case sometimes, when your lawyer get the motion of discovery and they open it up and they say, well, damn, you got some snitches in it. Well, who's snitching? Their name is blacked out. We don't know who it is. You see? Just like for an example, right? This right here should give y'all some clarification. The Lil Durk case. It's co-conspirator one, protected co-conspirator and all that. They ain't giving out no names. They just saying, hey, look, this is a co-conspirator right here. This guy right here gonna testify. This witness right here. Witness 1, witness 2, witness 3. They ain't saying no names. They is not putting no names out there because why? The feds protect their witnesses. You see? They don't put that stuff out there like that. So, I can't go with the document, y'all. I can't go with it. And not only that though, y'all. I mean, after I studied the case with Jimmy Henchman and Loaded Max, when I studied the case, I come to find out that through court documents that his own crew, the guys that he hired to go kill Loaded Mac, they told on him. Yeah, they told on him. But not only that, in a proffer agreement, according to what I done seen, in a proffer agreement, Jimmy Henchman said, yeah, that what happened. You see? So, I just can't, look, I ain't there, y'all. I ain't that far along in my walk to throw that on 50 Cent like that just because of the paperwork don't look right. And like I said, I can do one of y'all like that cold-blooded. I'm talking about, man, I can do one of y'all like that so cold. You know, so we got to be real careful when it come to that type of stuff. When somebody come with some legal documents, yeah, we got to go, where this happened at? You see? Oh, Hennepin County? Okay then, so we got to go to the Hennepin County Court. Let's see if we can dig this up since it's public information. You see? Oh, it ain't public? Okay, well, let's go get a Freedom of Information Act. Let's go demonstrate that measure. You see what I'm saying? So, look, they need to be careful with that demonstration right there, because that right there, if that harms 50 Cent in any type of way, then he got a lawsuit. But I don't think it's harming him because he's still doing business. He's still making money. He's still doing shows. You know, he's still showing that, you know, he's still being successful. Now, if he was to start tanking all of a sudden, then we could say, hey, man, hold on, wait a minute. That thing right there that messed up this man's whole career. Now he can start suing people. I mean, well, he can sue anyway. But, y'all, I just don't believe that. And I believe that, you know, when these guys get to beefing and stuff like that, you know, we got to be real careful about, you know, what's coming out. You know what I'm saying? So, with that demonstration right there, I don't know. You know, I'm not finna put the hood educated stamp on that and say that that document is 100% true because of the things before mentioned, and it just don't look right with me. But y'all get in the comments and y'all tell me what y'all think about the document, and then maybe we can dialogue a little bit more about it. This is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Peace and love.